Good evening, Mr. Chairman, the moderator, panel of judges, and my fellow debaters. Today, I stand firmly against the regulation of social media to combat misinformation. While misinformation is a prevalent problem in Nigeria, by regulating social media, we risk opening the door to government abuse and control. While I understand that regulating social media may seem like a quick fix for a lot of the problems that we have, we risk silencing the truth as well as the lies. So let me start by listing my various points, and I ask that you lend me your ears. My first point is that it poses a threat to freedom of expression. By allowing the government to regulate social media, we would be giving them the power to delete posts that do not align with government opinions under the guise of misinformation. By allowing the government to regulate social media, we would essentially be giving them the power to regulate whatever we say online. An example of this is the Indian government, who deleted many posts on COVID-19 under the guise of misinformation. But in truth, these posts were just unpopular opinions that the government personally did not agree with. And again, 62% of Americans fear of speech silence for the regulation of social media. So even multiple people agree with what I'm already saying. Secondly, this poses the threat of government overreach. First, I want to start by explaining what government overreach is. Government overreach refers to when the government gains more power or authority to an extent that is considered unlawful by their own constitution. By the regulation of social media, we would be granting the government the power to monitor activities of political opposition as well as the press. An example of this would be in 2021, where the Ugandan government imposed strict social media tax laws which allowed them to monitor the press as well as political opposition. Ladies and gentlemen, it goes without saying that this is an utterly gross and very disgusting invasion of privacy that violates many constitutional rights that I do not have the time to mention right now. Lastly, the regulation of social media poses the problem of censorship and the control of narratives. By allowing the government to regulate social media, we'd be giving them the power to control the flow of information to the extent that it only benefits them and not the people. How can we say that the regulation of social media would be used for the purpose of combating misinformation alone, when we would give the government the power to do whatever they want with this, such as control information? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to picture a scenario in your head. Imagine a world where somebody had the power to decide who's good and who's evil simply with the push of a button. This is the power that we would essentially be giving the government by regulating social media, as we would allow them the power to control whatever narrative they want simply by censoring information.